Next, Tiff Phillips sits down with hypnotherapist Melissa Mahoney on this episode of our Open Here podcast.
I'm with Melissa Mahoney, hypnotherapist. Welcome. Happy to have you on today.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
So let's get into it.
Okay, great.
What is hypnotherapy?
Yeah, so hypnotherapy is the practice of accessing the subconscious mind with hypnosis. So we naturally go into hypnosis every single day. When you're born, you're actually born into the state of hypnosis, which is the alpha brainwave state. So all of us are born into that state from 0 to age 8. We are highly suggestible as kids. So that's why you can tell children something and they will easily believe it, right? So when you're in that state, you're just taking in everything in your environment and creating known associations. So those stay with you throughout your life. So from 0 to 8, you're basically being programmed by your environment. So if you have some anxiety in the home, you might start to become anxious as a kid. Or a lot of times if your mother is afraid to drive, as a kid, you're subconsciously recording that. And then later on in your life, that might show up. So with hypnotherapy, you can access the program and create the change.
Wow.
So it's really fascinating.
That is very fascinating. The brain is such an interesting place to live.
Yes, so interesting, amazing.
What are some myths or misconceptions about hypnotherapy?
Yeah, great question. So a lot of people, when they first speak with me or call me or ask me about hypnotherapy, they think that they're going to be programmed a certain way. They think that I'm going to access the programming and make them do certain things because they see stage shows, with a hypnotist up there making you bark like a dog or cluck like a chicken, but that's all for entertainment. That is not really to create a change within your mind. So what I do as a hypnotherapist is I help people create that change.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So how did you get into this profession? It's such a unique area of expertise to have.
Yes, I never even really knew about it until about 10 years ago, and I was watching a TED Talk on YouTube. It was called The Power of Words by Kristen Rivas, and she was telling a story about her sister that had passed away, and she was in the grief process, and she started to have physical symptoms. So soon she wasn't able to walk anymore. She was having seizures, all from the grief. And she went to a hypnotherapist, and that hypnotherapist helped her, and then all of her physical symptoms left. I was so amazed by that. I said, I want to be able to help people do something like that. Like, that's so amazing to be able to help someone through that process and then to eliminate the physical symptoms. I mean, that's amazing.
Right.
So I said, I want to do that. So that's kind of when I started becoming interested. But there was no one around here that really taught hypnotherapy. This was 10 years ago, so I'm like, I don't really want to just learn from some random person. So I waited until a little bit longer, and then I went to college, to HMI College of Hypnotherapy.
Oh, wow. So what is the licensure that you have to go through? Do you have to take an exam and everything?
Yes, so you have to be certified. There's different schools, different people that teach hypnotherapy to get certification. So I did a year-long process, so I'm clinically certified. So technically, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist.
Oh, wow. So do you call them patients or clients?
Clients.
Clients.
Yes.
So what should clients expect on their first visit?
So I do all my sessions over Zoom. So I have found that with Zoom, they're more comfortable in their own environment, so they can relax more. Going into trance is a natural thing that we all go into every single day, but when you're in your home, more comfortable, you relax more. So the subconscious mind is easier opened, so you can access it easier.
What types of ailments or conditions do you treat?
Hypnotherapy is used for about 145 different things. Anything from anxiety, fears and phobias, insomnia, chronic pain. I used to do a lot of chronic pain with hypnotherapy. Right now I'm focused on really healthy eating, weight management, because a lot of stress eating, boredom eating, all that's coming from a certain place in your mind. There's always a root cause for what's going on, even with overeating. Like, it comes from a certain place. So when we get to that root cause, we figure out what the issue is and we address that issue.
So what made you want to go into weight management as opposed to, helping people quit smoking and whatnot?
Yeah, I did that in the beginning. I did everything in the beginning. I used to do a lot of chronic pain, but now I'm really focused on healthy eating and being healthy because at this point in my life, I'm in my 50s, and it's become so much more important to me to see my health markers, my blood work, all those things, and the food that I'm eating. Like, food is medicine, so the food that I'm eating contributes to most of those things. So if I can get that in control for myself and then help other people, because a lot of people will have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and some of that can be managed through, eating healthier.
Is there anything that clients have to do after their appointment? Is there any kind of follow-up or any kind of meditation or anything that they need to do to kind of reinforce what you did in the hypnotherapy session?
Yes. Each session we make a recording that they're going to listen to before bed. So each recording is created during the hypnosis part of the session. So the first half of the session we're talking. The second half is the hypnosis. So we make a recording during that section, and then each night they listen to it before bed, because right before you go to sleep, you are in hypnosis. Your brain starts to transition into that alpha brainwave state, and you're highly suggestible. Your subconscious mind never shuts off. It stays on all the time, 24 hours a day. So it's on when you're sleeping. So whatever you think about before you fall asleep, your mind is going to marinate in all night long.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because you think about the hypnotherapy appointment, but you never think about the after and like how to reinforce those kind of skills that you learned.
Right, exactly. And each session kind of builds on the last session. So one session typically is never enough, no matter what you hear. So each session will build on the last, meaning you'll start to see changes. So they might be subtle or they might be big. So, for, say if you're snacking from boredom, all of a sudden you'll have a session and then you'll think, I'm not really snacking as much. I don't feel as hungry.
Very interesting. Can everybody be hypnotized?
Yes and no. So we all go into hypnosis naturally. It's a natural part of our brain. It's just a brain wave that we go into about 25 to 30 times a day. So when you're driving in the car and you kind of zone out, they call it highway hypnosis. That's hypnosis. Or if you're watching a fire and you're staring at the flame, or if you're at work and someone's talking to you and you don't hear them, that's all hypnosis. So we all go into that state. Each person has a different level of suggestibility. So some people are highly suggestible, some people less so. Hypnosis, or hypnotherapy, I should say, is not used for people that have cognitive issues. So if you have traumatic brain injury, schizophrenia, psychosis, hypnotherapy will not work for that.
What advice do you have for someone who might be afraid to get hypnotized?
Don't be afraid. It's fun. It's totally natural. All you do is close your eyes. I talk to you. I put you in a relaxed state. And when you're in that state, you're just suggestible. So at any point, you can open your eyes. So there's no reason to be in any fear. I'm not in control of your mind. You are, because all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. You're in control the entire time. So when you go into that state, you just feel relaxed, similar to meditation. But your mind could be hyper-focused on what I'm saying, or it could wander. Both of those things are normal.
And lastly, are you personally fulfilled by this? Is this your passion?
Yes, I love doing my job. I love it. Love it, love it. I love helping people. I love seeing the amazing results that they get. And it's, for someone to have a phobic fear of getting on a plane, like they will not fly at all. And then to see them texting me from their vacation spot and being like, I feel great. I was not afraid. It's just amazing.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I love it.
And we learned a lot today. I learned a lot today. This was fantastic.
Good.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Hey friend, thanks for stopping by. If you like this video by the local scene, share the love and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe.